Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Cooped Up Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Chicken Movies, Adam, and with me today, once again, I am joined by the G-Nator, Josh.
Hello! Oh, wait. Hello. Yeah.
Something's gone wrong already. It's been a minute, Josh. Come on.
It's fine. It's fine.
And also with us, we have Shutnotegaming, Joe.
Hello.
I apologize very heavily for this. It was very last minute getting you in here because we did have someone, but they had to cancel last minute. So hopefully we'll be okay there. And because of that, the subsequent film we'll talk about, Joe has not seen in a while. So hopefully we'll be
my memory in a summary.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be okay with it all.
I'm sure.
Does anyone have anything?
Sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. Does anyone have anything to talk about relating to the last episode? Because I do.
Oh,
which is Josh, your quality is so much better now.
Thank God.
But me and Joe didn't notice that.
No.
Yeah,
so there's
on your end it's terrible, but...
well, on my end, I can't hear some of the things you're saying, but because your phone is picking it up, it means that in the edit, people will hear everything you're saying. And so it makes me sound quite rude at some points because I'm just going and like cutting over you because I don't know if you're saying anything or not. It's painful.
Yeah.
Just like FYI for everyone,
I think it's going to happen a lot this cast as well.
Yeah,
he's literally just done it. So
if they don't really respond to me, it's because my audio's cut out. That's
Yeah.
why. They're not being rude, probably.
well, I guess one thing we can say is last episode we did some ranking on the Star Wars saga.
Yeah.
And
we did.
with that, we now have some other things to discuss relating to Star Wars. Because it was Star Wars Day, both myself and Joe... Well, for starters, Clone Wars finished. Season 7 finished.
Yes.
And because of that, also, me and Joe just hopped on the bandwagon and got the week free trial of Disney+. So for starters, how's Disney Plus going for everyone? Because...
I love it.
You love Disney Plus?
I'm surprised
I've been using
how much
it
is on.
Yeah, I like how
I've been
much
using
is
it
on there.
quite a bit.
I don't think its UI is as good as Netflix's, but I think it does have a better library.
I haven't
It's
personally used Netflix, so I don't know what
There's
its
so
UI
much
is like.
there.
Yeah.
So
It is weird
it's
some of the things
nice.
they've got there and some of the things they don't, but I imagine they
Yeah,
are going to add
but-
more as time goes on.
Like they don't have any of the Spider-Man films. So yeah.
Well, those are owned by Sony, which I think is probably why
Exactly.
they're not there.
Yeah.
I did actually get Far From Home on DVD, so I'll probably watch that at some point. But
Same.
quickly on the topic,
I mean, I have everyone, so that's fine.
Well, quickly on the topic of Disney Plus, what profile icons have all you people chosen for yourselves?
Oh, I've stayed with the default
Mando.
Mickey Mouse.
You stay with Mickey
I-
Mouse.
I didn't know you could change it.
Well, change
I'm
it now
Mando.
then. Go.
Edit profile.
You made yours
Profile.
what, Josh? Mando?
Mando.
You made it Mandalorian. Fair.
I'm going to have to make it Darth Maul from the Clone Wars, because that was... Oh, actually, it's Captain Rex.
Yeah.
No, I chose
Yeah.
Captain Rex. I'm gonna have to change it to.
No, I'll stick with
I'm gonna
Maul
have to change
then.
it to Spider-Man
You're
or something
not.
now.
You're not cool enough to be Maul.
They don't have.
No, but I can try.
They don't have Captain America or Thor in the profile images, which I find interesting. But they've got the Wasp and Ant-Man. Like I don't think people particularly say to themselves,
fine.
"I know, I'll be the Wasp, but not Thor." You know.
It's fine. They probably.
So yeah, that's
they probably,
everyone's
for whatever,
profile image. One
They
person
probably
didn't
just
know
have
it
reasons they
existed.
can't do it.
Nope.
And so yeah, that's all good. But on the subject of Disney Plus, obviously, we have been binging some of the Disney Plus exclusive content
Yes.
there, which means in about one day, Joe, you got through Clone Wars Season 7, and about 2 I got through it as well. You've also finished Mandalorian.
Yep.
Josh, have you seen Mandalorian? I don't know if we can discuss
Oh
this.
yeah, I saw
So
Mandalorian.
you've seen all of Mandalorian.
Okay.
Jolly good. Well, should we start with Mandalorian?
I
Or
would
should
have
we start with Clone
got
Wars?
I think start with Mandalorian, because...
Start with Mandalorian. That did release first, so
Yeah.
I guess that's fair. Which is, I mean, thoughts really?
I
Mandalorian
loved it.
was... I thought it was interesting. There were a lot of things that I kind of went, eh. It had a very Western theme, like cowboys, but
Yeah.
I
not
like
throughout
that,
the entire
yeah.
thing. I like that, but I found it wasn't throughout the entire thing. I found it just randomly appeared.
I can see that. It does occasionally have that inconsistency, yeah.
Yes?
I thought the visual effects were really good, and I had already known that they were unique because it wasn't all just green screen. They had like a giant LCD panel that surrounded them.
Yeah, that was
using...
so weird, the Unreal Engine effects they used there.
Werner Herzog actually he hated that everyone at the studio because they used any CGI on Baby Yoda. He really loved Baby Yoda, and he hated they used any CGI.
They did use CGI on Baby Yoda, but it was mostly a puppet.
That's going to be a contention point.
He thought they should have...
I dislike Baby Yoda.
Werner Herzog,
and that's half the viewers who hate the podcast now. Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome.
I like Baby Yoda.
He felt annoying throughout the entire thing.
You're the only person who thinks that in the world.
I will happily accept that, but I felt like he was annoying throughout the entire thing.
Baby Yoda's great. I wouldn't say that... But I would say Baby Yoda is overrated, but I wouldn't say Baby Yoda is bad.
Agreed.
Because Baby Yoda is so cool. I say cool. So cute in every scene that we see Baby Yoda in. I think
Mando should have just handed it over and then left it.
Nah,
come on, Joe. We would have no plot.
Joe, if you saw a Baby Yoda sat in front of you and it was about to die, don't lie to me, you would pick up the Baby Yoda and walk off. You would
think about the Beskar.
You would adopt Baby Yoda.
He got the...
Think about the
Wait,
Beskar.
Joe, he got the Beskar anyway.
What?
He got the Beskar anyway.
Okay.
Mando got the Beskar either way, so it's not a problem.
I also like... one thing I liked, all the Mandalorian building. Post-Empire.
Yeah, I like...
Post-Galactic...
Yeah, I love all the... War. In general, I just love how they did the world building with all the Mandalorian culture and all that. I think that was really well done. The characters
The
were really
armorer
good
has one of the coolest helmets ever.
Yeah. And the characters as well, those were really good.
Yeah.
You have the traditional mustache twirling Werner Herzog. And then we also have Moff Gideon, who I wouldn't say was brilliant. He was only really
I loved him.
The final episode, but
I don't like
he's
the
going
fact
to be more of it. Yeah.
Spoiler alert, I don't like the fact he's got the Darksaber.
We don't know how he is the Darksaber. They'll probably explain in Season 2, which... Goodness, it seems like they're throwing as much Season 2 as possible based on the things you've heard behind the scenes. Season 2 is going to have a lot of stuff. Because there's Ahsoka's going to be in it.
I already have a theory of another character who's going to be in it, yeah.
Yeah.
If Ahsoka's in it, could we see... what's she called?
If Ahsoka's in it, she's going to die.
You think Sabine will be there?
At the end of Rebels, you see her going to get Sabine. If I'm remembering her name.
Oh, that's
But seriously though, if Ahsoka's in it, Ahsoka's going to die.
Mm.
And why
because she's dead by Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. I don't know.
They're probably going to kill her
There's
off.
quite a bit of time in between. They might do
Yeah, but they're probably going to kill her off, man. Come on.
No, they're going to do an Ahsoka Disney Plus series. Keep the cash cow flowing.
Sabine and Ahsoka were going to go hunt for Ezra. So if they go for hunt for Ezra, they'll probably go and hunt Thrawn. So they could pull what they did in Legends and have Thrawn try and take as many of the warlords as possible to try and rebuild some form of empire.
So you reckon he's going to try and find... Who do you get to play Thrawn? In like a Mandalorian...
Live action.
Yeah. Because
I think it would be a hard person to cast.
Lars Mikkelsen, he's great with the voice, but he does not look like Thrawn.
Yeah,
he's a bit too old for that.
You just get Mads Mikkelsen.
Who has that? Who has like a really emotionless, stone cold face? Any ideas, Josh?
No. Just get Mads Mikkelsen in.
I think Mads Mikkelsen is too old. Oh, what about the guy that plays Ozymandias, Matthew Good?
Possibly.
I think he'd be able to play it-ish. I know you technically can't do it, but I think Guy Henry could also play Thrawn. Actually, no, he's a bit old as well. I don't know, anyway.
I guess we'll see.
We got sidetracked there. The point is, Mandalorian, great characters in there. I really like Mando. I really like IG-11. Like I said, IG-11 the best.
Queel.
The client was great. Queel was great.
Queel.
Yeah. I liked Carl Weathers' character. I can't remember the name of the character.
Grief.
Who did he play?
Wait. Grief Karga.
Cargo. There we go.
Grief Karga.
Cargo.
Grief.
Cargo?
Wait, my
Which
mic
one was
cuts
that?
out. Okay.
Cargo.
Black guy.
Carl Weathers. The like Mando's
Head of the
boss.
Bounty Hunters Guild.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was great seeing all them. I think all the effects were amazing, given the fact it was a TV series. One problem I will give it is filler, which is
episodes 4, 5, and 6.
It's very strange the way that Mandalorian chose to do it, which is it had like 5 episodes relating to this central plot, but then it just threw in 3 filler ones. And one I can give like sort of a pass to is the one where we meet what's her name? Gina Carano's character.
Kara.
The Rebel Shock Trooper?
Yeah.
Kara.
I liked that character.
Yeah, it made sense to introduce her there. And so I'm fine with that one being filler. The one I didn't like as a filler was episode 5, I think.
But
that was the
could potentially
gunslinger.
set up season 2.
The one with Ming-Na Wen in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
But that's
episode
probably going to set up season 2.
It is, but I just didn't find it that interesting, really. I thought
I can understand that, though.
I thought as an episode it was really boring.
It wasn't.
Episode 6 was
boring,
okay.
It was just a bit predictable.
Yeah, episode
liked
6 was okay. I did enjoy a lot of the production design and character building.
I really
but
liked
it wasn't
episode 6.
too deep.
Episode 6 also had our boy Dave Filoni.
Yeah, it had a lot of cameos in it. It had Dave Filoni. It had Clancy Brown, who voiced Savage Opress previously. It had Bill Burr, Natalia Tina,
Matt Lanter.
Oh yeah, Matt Lanter, Rick Famuyiwa, Deborah Chow. Yeah, as a whole,
Richard Iwadi.
They've got a massive caliber of directors working on Mandalorian, which I think is crazy. Because most shows will get one half-known director, and then the remaining crew that work on it will just be sort of mid-known directors. In the case of season 1 of Mandalorian, all of these directors are really well known.
But it seemed to have worked, so whatever they did. Yeah.
I mean, they got Dave Filoni making a directorial debut, which is amazing because he deserves all the best in the world. Did Jon Favreau actually direct an episode?
No.
He didn't, he just produced it. Okay.
And did star in a bit.
Yeah, we had Deborah Chow, we had Rick Famuyiwa, Taika Waititi did an episode and voiced one of the droids, and Bryce Dallas Howard directed an episode.
Bryce Dallas Howard. Yeah.
So yeah, good on Disney. You made a project that people actually wanted.
And
Good
then
job.
sold them millions and millions of Baby Yoda related merchandise.
Look, their toy sales weren't doing well at the time, so I mean, I would also market the hell out of Baby Yoda. Anything to save the toys, really.
I think it'd be funny to compare the figures of Baby Yoda merchandise versus
Episode 9.
Rose. No, what was her name?
Rose Tycho?
The one from episode 8.
Yeah,
did
Rose.
terrible.
Rose.
Right,
yeah.
it was Rose. It is Rose. Okay.
Well, yeah, but Baby
remember
Yoda's
her.
more viral. I just say Baby Yoda merchandise versus sequel trilogy merchandise. They're probably
actually.
equal each other, to be honest.
Probably.
But yeah, it had a problem with filler, but as a whole, it looked really solid. It wasn't the deepest thing emotionally, but it was pretty good for what it was. And I like
It's only the
direction they
first
took
season.
it in. Yeah, I like how they finally took the idea of transforming Star Wars into something other than a dumb space opera. They went, you know what, let's just make a Western, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's something that Star Wars needed the most out of any franchise out there, because it's not very varied thematically, and they didn't do a great job mixing the themes together. So I'm glad they found a new direction.
They got the 501st to be the Stormtroopers, which is great.
They got what?
They got a group of Star Wars cosplayers.
Oh yeah, that's
be
right. I read that somewhere. Yeah, they got Star Wars fans to be some extras in.
Oh,
Stormtroopers.
Oh, you mean the 501st cosplayer group,
Yes,
not the
yeah, that's what I
501st
mean.
They got
Legion
them to
from
play
canon?
Army of Stormtroopers.
Yes,
that was
yes.
awesome. Yeah.
Oh, Okay, that is actually pretty
yeah.
awesome. Just like in Rogue One when they had war soldiers play the rebels.
Yeah.
Except
now,
for
on the
those two
subject of-
stormtroopers which were played by comedians. So.
Now, on the
501st.
subject of the 501st, should we talk about Clone Wars Season 7?
Yeah.
Because
Or
I
should
also
we
think
wait
that
a bit
is
because
something
it's a bit
that...
new? Just,
You what?
Maybe.
We can
Never
talk
mind.
about it without spoilers, I think.
Yeah.
Which is, just quick thoughts. Bad Batch story, great.
I
Middle
loved
bit
it.
with Ahsoka, boring. Final
it's
4
okay.
episodes, incredible.
Amazing.
Those
Amazing.
those final 4 episodes of Clone Wars Season 7, and of Clone Wars in general,
Oh yeah.
are absolutely fantastic. And
They
no one can
stand-
convince
they
me
just-
otherwise.
But
They stand
characters-
out so much.
Yeah. There's like...
And
Well, in
they upped the
particular-
budget on those episodes, I swear.
Yeah, well, they upped the budget, and they actually did a lot of like fiddling around with things. They were trying to reinvent Clone Wars a little bit with those final 4 stories, because rather than doing the traditional intro, they sort of had like part 1.
They made
part
it
2.
feel like a movie.
Yeah, they made it really atmospheric. Their pacing.
That
was
should have been the Clone
amazing.
Wars movie.
It really did feel like the end.
Yeah. It was a really satisfying end. The music, I think, was the best in Clone Wars history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my
Agreed.
god. It felt very Blade Runner-y at points, which is
I'll say this.
always a good thing in my eyes. Yeah?
This isn't really a spoiler as much as it's just a thing to look out for. Because of... Well, actually, wait, Mike. Wait a second. Because of when it came out, they can put in references to Solo and Rebels.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of them.
So, yeah, so I think they referenced...
I saw so
Dryden-
many, so-
Yeah, they referenced Dryden Voss, Gar Saxon, who is one of Maul's
Kanan.
Mandalorians, will show up in Rebels.
Kanan was there.
Yes, Kanan was there. I loved all the way. I loved how. This has just gone. We've like ignored the first 2/3, and we're just talking entirely about the final.
Well, it's because that
4
last
episodes.
third cannot be
the
beaten.
final-
Yeah,
it's just, it's
They got Ray Park to return to do the dueling, which I think is awesome.
mocap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that
felt
was
could tell
different. I
that-
immediately knew it was mocap.
It was
It
so
felt
good.
slower and more fluid. I loved it.
Yeah, it was so good. The Order 66
Should we stop
stuff
before we get
was
into
great.
too many spoilers? I guess it's too late now, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. Well, without spoiling, like, spoilers Ahsoka and Maul duel, but that's not really a spoiler.
Yeah.
I love the
It's
way
in the
ti-
trailer.
Right, last thing I'll say relating to Siege of Mandalore, I like how it tied her into Revenge of the Sith. I think they did that
Yeah,
bit really
Yes.
well.
They did that really well.
Because it was a way where you can
Definitely.
watch it alongside Revenge of the Sith and go, oh my god, this works so well. But also you can watch each bit separately and still build the atmosphere.
And it also helped
Yeah.
go, that's why this character isn't in this in
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith.
So the
Although,
the total
I do-
atmosphere of those final 4 episodes were great. Talking about the Bad
May I
Batch.
just say,
Yeah, sorry.
as much as I love those last 4 episodes, there are 2 missed opportunities in my eyes, but I will not talk about them yet. They're for another
Okay.
time.
Okay. Because it's a known thing that this was not the path Clone Wars intended to take. It was intended
No.
to
Yes. Yeah, very much.
6 or 7, maybe even 8 full seasons, and we've seen some of those stories get told. I mean, we knew. I'm just trying to think when it was. The last season that went as they planned was, I think, season 5.
Yeah, because season 6 was cut halfway off, wasn't it?
Well, season 6, they'd started work on it, and then Disney cancelled it halfway through, and so they went.
So
"We're
we only
gonna
got
put it
13
on
episodes.
Netflix,
Season 6.
yeah. Well, also, we could see the animatics for about 4 different
Yeah.
arcs on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Oh yeah, I had already watched all of Bad
Yeah.
Batch before we
I
got
never
it
had.
fully.
I never had, which I'm happy about.
The weird thing is, I watched the 2 animatics for the ones they didn't choose to turn into episodes. So
I think I watched all.
I didn't watch the Ahsoka animatics, and I didn't watch the Bad Batch animatics. And it just so happened that those
You
2
watched the
became...
Death on Luta Power animatics and
watched-
the Cat Bane ones.
and the Cad Bane Boba
Yeah.
Fett animatics. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also get a sense that they were probably going to do the events of the Dark Disciple novel and have Darth Maul breaking out of Sidious's prison be part
That
of
would have
Clone
been
Wars.
so
Again.
good.
I have some missed opportunities, that's one of them, but we can talk
I know,
about that
but for
another day.
13 episodes, I think they did a good job
Yeah.
with...
12. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, 12, yeah. It was season 6, it was 13 episodes,
Yes.
I think. Yeah, the Bad Batch arc I think was really good fun. I love how they played around with Rex. I like the stuff with Anakin. The Bad Batch were really good. It gave me like Team Fortress 2 vibes. I don't know if that's just me.
Well, it's because the Bad Batch crew itself is very
probably
unique in their different styles.
They're very Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You'd say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay.
They're similar. They're similar in ways.
I'm trying to think what else is there really to say about that. Yeah, I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to spoil things, but yeah, Anakin's great. The clones are great. The Ahsoka.
Another week we can do a spoiler talk.
Yeah, maybe.
Is it the Bad Batch arc that we have this scene with Anakin and a certain other character, and then Rex bangs on the door to warn?
Yes,
that is bad.
That's great.
I like how Rex knows, and Anakin used that to his advantage.
Well, to be fair, so did
Kenobi.
I'm trying not to spoil things.
It is difficult.
Guys, we should probably just move on before we accidentally...
Yeah.
Well, okay, lastly, quickly, the Ahsoka arc is the weak link in that season.
I like the Ahsoka arc more than the Bad Batch arc fight.
I think it's just to be honest. Because the first episode is complete filler. It's just... Ahsoka meets two people, then a droid runs around Coruscant.
Honestly, so is the second episode.
Yeah, except for now it's with...
It's only
like,
3
spice.
and 4 that actually mean anything.
Ahsoka is a spice...
dealer.
Ahsoka's a drug dealer. There you go. She is officially a criminal. There was a lot of them bickering about the same things over and over again, which I didn't like, really.
Yeah.
I feel like that could have been done better.
I liked the stuff with the pikes in it, but
I like the pikes as well. Yeah, I like how they tied Ahsoka's
For
arc
another
into
time.
the Siege of Mandalore. I think that was a really nice
Yeah.
transition there.
This is...
That was episode 8 of that season, mainly.
Oh dear. I think we're going off.
And lastly, to people that say that Clone Wars is a kids' show...
There was more dismemberment in the Clone Wars than there was in Mandalore.
Yeah. Like, seriously, if you want proof that Clone Wars is not a kids' show, Google something like Darth Maul versus 501st, and you'll probably find out what we're on about.
Or just Darth Maul corridor scene. Almost as good as the Darth Vader one.
Yeah, what is it?
I don't know which.
What is it with hallways always being the best fight scenes of everything?
We should probably... Wait. Audio. We should probably hush.
We probably should move on.
Yeah. It was so good, and I just want to talk about it, damn it.
Yes,
so yeah, Clone Wars was excellent.
So do I.
And moving on to... Oh, this is my topic for the week, actually, because I thought I'd mention it quickly. I don't know, I doubt either of you two will actually know the situation of this, but basically, who out of you two remember the David Tennant Doctor Who story, Human Nature and Family of Blood?
I do.
Is that the one with the Doctor's daughter?
No, that's the one where him and Martha are fleeing from aliens, so the Doctor erases his memories and pretends to be a human.
Oh, okay. I have no recollection of that story.
It's like the life of John Smith and stuff. Well,
right.
Basically, what's been happening during quarantine is a Doctor Who rewatch party. And in the case of this, the story in question was Family of Blood / Human Nature, which is a fan favourite story. And I really like that story as well. And so, when fans were doing a live watching of it, it was also going to have Paul Cornell, who was the writer of that episode, and the novel that the episode is based on. So both of them were written by him, and he was going ahead and doing a Twitter Q&A and watch-along. And many people were excited, because so many David Tennant fans love that episode, and they also love some of the Big Finish stuff he's written. They like Father's Day, which is the Eccleston story he wrote. And so to many fans, they were disappointed to discover that they were unable to watch. This episode with the writer Paul Cornell, because despite having no interactions with him, he had blocked a series of them basically by guessing that certain fans didn't like Jodie Whittaker, so he just blocked them completely from rewatching the episode. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, let people have their opinions.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think it's really unfair to just block people from. Like, this is a moment of unity.
It's
people like this episode and are watching it because they like it. I don't think you can block people from enjoying an episode, really, just because you disagree with them. I don't like that.
Did he block them because they didn't like the fact the people who didn't like Jodie Whittaker because it was a female Doctor, or because they didn't like her season?
They didn't like Jodie Whittaker's Doctor / the Timeless Children.
Oh, okay, then yeah, that's understandable. I don't like the concept of the newer season.
Well, no, but he blocked
thing.
people that didn't like that season and basically said you're not allowed to watch my episode. Which I think is really scummy.
It's stupid.
Yeah, that's terrible.
But then the scum. Well, okay, this isn't as scummy. But the reason it appears that he had been blocking all these people is he's clearly been very bored during lockdown, because he then went and wrote an epilogue to Family of Blood, and it's about 5 minutes long. So if you remember the way it ends with the fury of the Time Lord, where David Tennant throws one of them into a sun, makes one of them into a scarecrow.
Yeah.
And if you remember the daughter, he traps inside every mirror for eternity. And so the epilogue sees the daughter, who has gone through every mirror in the universe just to scare every child it can, has no remorse for their actions, and says they will go on killing if they are freed. And finally, they interact with Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor, who decided that she no longer cared about what was fair and only cared for mercy. So she frees Daughter of Mine from the mirror, despite the fact that the Daughter of Mine would go and kill more people. And this, understandably, caused an uproar from both fans of the story and general Doctor Who fans, because, one, they just retconned the end of one of the best David Tennant stories, and two, that makes Jodie Whittaker's Doctor sound even more dumb, basically. Like, the
Doctor basically just unleashed a killer.
She basically just
that
released
she had
a
already
killer,
pretty much.
An alien consciousness that is inhabiting a small child, she has released because she felt mercy was important. Which was basically a massive middle finger to all the previous Doctors. So, yeah, Paul Cornell, you're on the hit list now. Blocking critiques, blocking people that don't share your opinions, and then retconning your own story.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Because people are petty.
You're already ruining the new stuff. Stop ruining the old stuff.
Yeah. Well, they already ruined the old
With
stuff.
the new
Timeless
stuff.
Children has basically retconned the entirety of Doctor. It's strange. He was saying on Twitter things like Doctor Who doesn't have a canon, and so acknowledging it is ridiculous. But also, you're left thinking, yeah, but also, if canon doesn't matter, then why have you changed all of it to make certain parts of the story more important than others? Like, what was the point of retconning the Doctor to be some random child that appeared and then got murdered repeatedly until some random lady could finally unlock regeneration? What was the point of that? And if canon doesn't matter?
No idea.
Why is your story writer saying canon isn't important? Hold on.
Well, to be fair to him, the events of Human Nature have technically happened twice because of the novel and the episode. So, you know, calm stuff. But anyway, before I get any more furious, shall we get on to the main topic of today, which is our film of the week, and it is hosted by Josh. Go ahead.
Hey! Well, if my audio doesn't screw up, then this should go okay.
Excellent.
So, well, actually right now, of course, it just screwed up. There we are. But, yeah, so we're talking about... Oh my god, I hate my audio. I hate it so much.
Do you want me to host this bit instead?
It might be... Wait.
Take that.
Yep.
I'll take that as a yes.
It might be for the best.
Okay, so this week's episode sorry, this week's movie... I've already screwed it up. This week's movie was Pirates of the Caribbean 5, Dead Men Tell No Tales, Salazar's Revenge, whatever the hell Disney wants to call it.
Totally didn't confuse me.
It is
What is the reason?
Pirates of the Caribbean movie. And first of all, as is a tradition, what is our one-word summary? So if you could use one word to describe your feelings towards Pirates of the Caribbean 5, what would that one word be? So, Josh? Technically not
That's
a
my
word.
word.
Technically not a word. Joe,
Fine,
what's your...
it's a mess.
Mess, okay.
Mixed.
Joe, what's your... Mixed? My one word is why.
Thank you.
Why, oh,
Yes.
why, oh, why?
So...
So yeah,
Oh,
I
dear
take it that the general consensus of this was a sort of feeling.
At best,
Yeah.
So, I mean, for starters, should we just quickly go through our opinions on each individual Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
I
One.
love them. I like them a lot. I really do. And this one, I hate it.
First one's great. Second one's good. Third and fourth ones are just like Johnny Depp doing an impression of himself for 2.5 hours straight. So I don't like 3 or 4.
I like the first 3 so much, and then the fourth one is okay.
I like the first 2. Joe,
I
what
like
do you
Josh
see?
on this one. I like the first 3. The fourth one kind of confuses me because I had forgotten it was about that it had like mermaids in it, and I went, "Oh my god, it had mermaids in it." Why? And then fifth one, I personally thought was same opinion of the fourth. Fun to watch. Story.
So yeah, shall we quickly go through things we liked about this? The limited thing to the sound of things that we liked about Pirates of the Caribbean 5.
I do actually like quite a few things. I just hate.
I like a few things about this as well. Do you want to go first, Josh?
Wait. Audio. Wait.
Hopefully he's going through things he likes right now.
No. I'm here. Thank you. So yeah, I like Barbossa and I like the villain. So that's really I like Barbossa and the villain pretty much.
Okay, I can agree there. I think the CG is really good in this one. I love
there are some weak points.
I don't know. The CG I'd never really noticed was too bad.
I'll talk about it in the bad points.
Okay, I love Salazar's... I love the concept of Salazar, which is he was wronged by Jack Sparrow, sent into the Bermuda Triangle. Now he's this waving, like, dead, drowned corpse that's walking and wants revenge. I think Javier Bardem did a good job with him. Yeah, I like the effects they use on his hair and his body. So yeah, that's number 1. Number 2, I think the production design's pretty good, actually. It's kind of just the same old stuff we've seen with Pirates of the Caribbean, but I enjoyed it. And then the third one I wanted to say that's good is the humour.
Yeah, I was going to say humour.
Well, I'm going to say the humour's more hit and miss.
That's fair enough.
I found myself laughing several times during this. But likewise, some of the jokes are really painful. If you ask me.
I can agree with that.
For example, the whole scene of Jack Sparrow being engaged to some lady. I
wanted to skip through that.
That scene was painful, but there was one funny bit in it.
Oh dear.
So yeah, that's. I'm trying to think. So, some of the jokes I enjoyed. I enjoyed one of was it Jack or Barbossa's crew? One of them, anyway, tried to shoot one of the.
That was Barbossa.
Yeah, one of Barbo. Yeah, okay. On Barbossa's ship, one of the men tries to shoot one of the ghost-like bodies, and the bullet just goes straight through him and kills the pirate on the other side of him, which I thought was quite funny.
That was good. Yeah.
I liked some of the lines about horology. The thing is, it's like a case of. It's like a case of. They keep on going with something unfunny, but then there's one funny bit in there. So when they keep on going about horology, not funny. But when like one of them saying, "My mother spent most of the time checking the watch," And just the little pirate said, "Yeah, I can confirm that." I also thought it was quite funny.
Good, yeah.
So yeah, there's some like good glimmers in here. I think the concept of the final fight, which is, you know, fighting between the cannons of a ship, that's cool. I think the idea of the seas being split in half, I think that's cool. But unfortunately,
Was that when the trident as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, however, I think that this movie has a miserable script, which I guess can lead us into the bad things. So, Josh, you've been saying that there's a lot of stuff you want to talk about that doesn't work here. So, let's go through it then.
So, okay, CGI is great, but there were a couple of times where I was like... There were a few times where I was like, oh, that's green screen, so, yeah. That was annoying, but... the plot is the thing I hate the most. Not the plot itself, but how it affects the other movies.
I'm curious because I was thinking, what bit would Josh not like? So I'm curious with you here. By any chance, is the bit of the lore that you didn't like them changing was the fact that you could free will from
The curse.
That's one because of the fact I'm not upset about being able to free him.
Yeah.
I'm upset that he shouldn't be freed because it's a thing he has to do. Like.
Yeah, I think
he's meant to guide the dead. That's his thing.
That really was a stupid idea.
But I just want to say this little thing that because of weight. God damn it! My audio is.
I've got no idea.
Yeah.
My audio is so bad because of what this movie did.
No, get it fixed, Josh. Come on.
I'm trying, but because of what this movie did, do you want to? Well, okay, you know, I'll talk about it another time. You guys continue. I'll try and fix this.
I don't.
You guys continue. I'm going to try and fix this.
Okay, I've lost my trail of thought somewhat. Right, so
I'm sorry.
So yeah, I don't like the fact that you can break Will Turner's curse because that basically means that his sacrifice is meaningless in the third movie. I thought that was really lazy and just existed to bait people into watching another movie, really.
And
selfish. Isn't even the vocal point of the movie? It's like something thrown on the side.
Yeah, and it's all there to develop whatever the character's name is.
Henry.
Boy.
And I don't care. Which is, you've got a massive problem with this movie, which is you've got Jack Sparrow, who, in terms of character development, has nothing going on in this movie. Johnny Depp doesn't care, and he, yet again, is just doing the same old impression that's infuriating at this point. But then you've got these two other characters in... What are their names? Henry and Karina, who are blank slates in terms of personality. Interesting fact, I kept on recognising both of them. And I was thinking, where have I seen them before?
It's Brendan Thwaites.
Brenton Thwaites is Robin / Nightwing in Titans. And Kea Scodelario. Sorry.
Scodelario.
She is in not Blade Runner, Maze Runner. I'm gonna say she's in Blade Runner. That would be impressive. No, she's in the Maze Runner series. But anyway, the point is that those two were really boring.
I agree there. Yeah.
I forgot the characters existed, so you know.
I mean, yeah, they're just not memorable. For reference, me and Josh rewatched the movie. Joe had to join in last minute, so he hasn't actually.
You can't watch a whole hour and a half movie in 20 minutes, so I'm having to go off a summary from IMDb. 2 hour movie.
2 hours 10.
2 hours? Oh dear God.
It's 2 hours 10 on Letterboxd, but the chances are that like 9 of those minutes are credits anyway, so it's basically just 2 hours. So yeah, I don't like the characters in this one at all.
Barbossa is in his 80s.
And there's just like no arc really to any of the characters that's going on. It's not like
very strange, very loose.
Yeah,
it's not like the first one that dealt with lots of different combats and dilemmas between its characters. You know, you had I'm terrible with names. Keira Knightley, who plays Elizabeth Swann, that's the name of the character. She
well done. I'm proud
has
of
the
you.
constant debate whether she wants to be with this snooty upper class English society, whether she wants to be a pirate. You have Will Turner, who is trying to prove himself and get revenge. You got Jack Sparrow, who has this massive beef with... I can't believe I just said that. Massive beef, good God. He has this massive feuds with Barbossa going on. And so all those plot elements fit together really well, and you're left invested with their characters. In this case, it's a framework, because ultimately, none of these characters, with the exception of Barbossa... Wait, no, sorry, not Barbossa. With the exception of Salazar, none of them have a legitimate reason that I care about for them to want to get the Trident of Poseidon.
Yeah, pretty much. I actually, at one point said, David Wenham, you don't belong in this movie, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was so strange.
I felt bad for him, but hey.
And the other thing I wanted to say, which I didn't actually notice the first time I watched it, which is... Did you know there's a post-credit scene in this movie, Josh?
Yes, I did.
Oh, dear.
And guess what?
Oh, dear God.
They did it without Bill Nye's permission.
Yeah, God.
Bill Nye didn't actually know this was happening.
Oh, it was so...
I didn't know there was a post-credit scene.
Right, do you want me
What's
to
in
explain
it?
what the post-credit scene is? Basically, you know
Go
how
on.
this movie ends with them freeing Will from imprisonment, and he meets up with Elizabeth, and they're all like, happy.
Yeah, on the mount, on the hill thing.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
post-credit scene is those two are, like, asleep, and then Will has a dream of Davy
Jones.
Davy Jones returning, and then he wakes up and finds, like, clams and barnacles on the
He doesn't
floor.
find it, but they're there.
They're there anyway, so it
Right.
basically hints
Basically,
that Davy
David
Jones
Jones
is
is
coming
back.
back. Which
To
Which is probably
undo
because
what's
he's
previously been
selfishly
done
freed.
even more.
Yeah, which is a massive middle finger, because it basically means that this movie served the sole purpose of setting up another Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Or trilogy, or
Yeah,
two
because if we're
movies.
not sick of 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies, then 6 is really gonna make it.
Can I just say,
yeah.
the director said this is only the beginning of the end.
Oh dear God. I mean, clearly looking at its financial returns, it was in fact just the end. It was mixed with a whammy of not doing as well as people expected, and Johnny Depp's accusations that sort of got him out of all this.
Johnny Depp just felt drunk, bored, and tired the whole time.
Well, he was drunk, bored, and tired the whole time.
I know, but like it wasn't like I was
He had
like,
to be-
oh, Johnny Depp's drunk, not Jack, just Johnny Depp.
Well, behind the story, behind the scenes, in his wig and hat, he had an earpiece telling him what he needed to say, because he just didn't care to remember his lines.
He was so bored the whole
Yeah.
time.
Um,
I just also I just want to say they screw up his backstory, the Pearl, and the Compass. They screw up all their backstories.
Yeah, I think that's strange.
I hate it.
Another thing I thought was strange is, other than it just being incredibly boring, the other thing I found was strange is that Salazar is determined to find Jack Sparrow because, he wants to get revenge. And they're like, oh, it's a big mystery as to where Captain Jack Sparrow is. He's just asleep in some bloody safe. Then he wakes up, steals a massive safe.
That's not.
Like,
yeah,
you're telling me
But
But
isn't
that's-
conscious for it. He's like still
But
out
that's
of it.
not.
He's still out
That's
of it,
not
but
how
surely
physics
someone would
works.
look, oh, hey, look, it's Jack Sparrow.
I didn't like that beginning
I hated
sequence.
that
That was-
scene because it was like
I
that's not how
despise it as
physics
well,
works. That's not how physics works. It's
Why?
just
Yeah, it was a
horses.
massive
Like, wait.
why. A lot of the structure
But-
was horrible in that
Horses
movie.
cannot
It
pull
was
a
so
building.
boring, yet
I
it was so
hate it.
scatterbrained as well.
Horses can't pull a building.
Mm.
I hated that so much.
Because, like, none of our 3 main protagonists, 4 if we include Barbossa, none of them start off with each other. They're all given their different places, and so when they come together, it doesn't feel logical. It just feels messy, really.
They end up together by pure chance.
Because the script.
Oh,
tells
and
them
because of
to.
Paul McCartney.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Paul McCartney does cameo, doesn't he? God's sake.
Yeah.
I also think that the scene of the cannonball flipping over the guillotine, I thought it was funny for like 5 seconds, and then it went on for like 50. And I was thinking, dear God, how many times are you going to flip around and do the same gimmick?
Also, they actually showed decapitated heads, so I didn't know they were allowed to do that.
They actually show what?
They show decapitated heads. I didn't know they were allowed to do that.
They do that, yeah. I guess it's the extent at which they can show it where it counts. It's not like Game of Thrones where you can literally like see the blood pouring out or wherever, which is probably the line. This movie is a 12.
May I just make a point as to how it screws up the timeline?
Okay.
So Henry's about 20 years old, right? Ish.
Okay.
That means that wait.
So he's 20 years old.
That means it's 20 years after At World's End.
Oh God, yeah.
Do you see that? That means Barbossa's in his 80s.
Barbossa looks like exactly the same, and so does Jack Sparrow.
Barbossa is in his 80s, and Jack is meant to be in his like 60s or 70s.
At least put like old person makeup on Johnny Depp or something. Like I thought they were going to go the route of Johnny Depp had screwed up Jack Sparrow had screwed up so massively that he'd just gone and exiled himself on an island somewhere. But no, it's just people have lost faith. This movie's just so boring to talk about.
It is.
I've just forgotten how garbage it is.
You've just forgotten.
I thought you
said you liked it.
Okay.
I purged all the bad bits and just remember enjoying watching it.
And now we're bringing it all back to you.
And now you're going, this happened and this happened. I'm going,
yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh.
Mm.
Okay.
Any other notes, Josh?
I especially
Any
hate
other, like,
the stuff.
findings?
Wait. I especially hate the stuff with all the pearl and the compass because it screws them up permanently.
Yeah, I think that scene of them revealing the pearl was really weird because it's like they have two like fake out reveals and then the actual reveal where it was really strange.
But I mean, also
it was like it shrinks into still a small ship, and that's a fake out. And they throw it into the sea and it sinks, and that's another fake out. Well, not just strange. They were going way too hard for humour, and they missed the humour mark so many times.
It just didn't feel like Pirates of the Caribbean with the humour.
The pearl and the compass have a backstory, and then they're just like, you know what? Screw that old backstory, and let's just give it a new one.
Which is strange, because it's written by two people, which is usually, in my opinion, the way you get the best
bad idea.
Code of getting a good script. One of the writers has written the other Pirates of the Caribbean movies. He's also written a number of other things. He also wrote The Mask of Zorro. He wrote Aladdin. Wrote a couple of other things. But we then got the other writer who wrote the following: Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Best movie, obviously.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about that one day. Although, to be fair, I don't know if Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was just him. I'm guessing it's not. Yeah, it was written by 3 different people. Fair enough, then. Yeah, I just think it's strange that, given we've got some writers that are very experienced, that we got such a messy script. So it makes me think it was a too many cooks in the kitchen case. Because it's got two...
It was just a mess.
Because it's got 2 writers. Then completely separate from that, we have 2 completely different directors. And then it's got 5 producers plus one of the writers producing it. So I think that just screams that too many people were trying too many things with this.
Can I just Can I mention something that was on my mind when I watched it?
Okay.
Wait, for the audio. Salazar. Wait, oh god damn it. Audio again. Salazar had dead sharks on his ship when he died.
Yeah.
For no reason. He just happened to have sharks when he died. Who cares about plot, right?
It's because script.
Plot? Yeah,
obviously.
Who cares about plot?
Exactly. It made some money, therefore mission succeeded.
Success?
Yeah.
Did it make
more than
the first
cost, though?
I think it's the lowest grossing Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Maybe it's behind.
Right.
Maybe it's above the first one, but I doubt it's further than the others.
It's just above the first one.
Because the third one made like $1 billion, and the fourth one I'm pretty sure.
The
did
third
as well.
one, but the third one is also like the most expensive film of all time.
The third one is really expensive. Actually, is it that or Justice League that's the most expensive film? Of
No,
all
it's
time?
the Pirates of the Caribbean films. They are the most expensive.
Really?
Which is strange. Yeah, I know. I thought that was really strange.
Well, think
as
about
well.
the production of having to make ships, because a lot of the ships were practical. That's expensive. Just to think about that.
I don't know. I just felt like they probably just reused the same ship, but just slightly change it.
Okay, yeah, Dem
They
and
did,
Tell
but
No
they had to
Tales
destroy them and just...
made over 100 million more than Curse of the Black Pearl, but made more than 100 million less than At World's End, and a large amount less than Stranger Tides and Dead Man's Chest. So, good job.
Yay.
I hope that they're also talking about rebooting Pirates of the Caribbean, which I think is a really, really dumb idea.
Because Jack Sparrow is Johnny Depp. You can't.
Yeah,
get
Jack Sparrow
someone else.
is Johnny Depp. You can't recast the role. And if you take Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow out of Pirates of the Caribbean, I also
Then it's
think
not Pirates
you
of
can't
the
pull it off.
Caribbean.
Yeah. Especially since they've now committed to killing Barbossa, which, to be honest, I was like,
He's my favourite character.
I
so-
was hurt by it because
Did Barbossa
I
die?
like. Yeah, Barbossa dies. He's like
don't
revealed
believe-
to. He's really
Oh.
strangely revealed to be the father of Karina, and then he dies.
He's just.
Aw.
He's my favourite character, and yet I still was
Yeah.
like, oh,
He's my
bye-bye.
favorite character in the other movies. In this one, he's given
Yeah.
very little to do, and so I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I feel sad, but also why?
I did kind of love. I did kind of like how he's.
They can retcon it, it's fine.
They probably will. They probably will. Yeah.
I mean,
They've killed
Joe,
him once
given
before.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, given the fact that you literally forgot that one of the
I've
characters
forgotten
died,
everything about
do you
this
have any
movie.
other notes about Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales?
The beginning bit with Captain Jack Sparrow felt like they were trying to force him to be drunk rather than Captain Jack Sparrow's typical drunk throughout the rest of the movies.
You reckon
Which
they were
felt
making
really
him
odd.
overly drunk? Okay, that's interesting.
Well, not just overly drunk, it just didn't feel right.
Because it was a
Yeah,
real
you're right.
drunk. It wasn't.
Yeah, I suppose.
He was a drunk guy pretending to be drunk.
And the scene where they're like at the floor of the ocean and the thing's widening up, I thought that was quite good.
Yeah, I thought that looked
That was cool. That was
Um,
cool.
cool
Not deny.
concept, bad execution.
I completely forgot that Trident existed in that movie, so that wasn't very memorable. I completely forgot and just thought it was another movie with the Will having the curse break thing. So
So it's good to see that,
that
every
wasn't very
curse,
memorable.
even the good ones, are now gone. Yay.
That's about it, really.
So yeah, just as a whole, a miserable attempt of a franchise out there. So quickly, let's just go through our ratings out of 10 once again. We could get like a podcast like rankings list maybe on Letterboxd or something. So Josh, what would you rank this movie out of 10?
If I'm being generous, 3.
I was like constantly flipping between 2 and 4, so I'm going to give it a 3 as well.
I'm
Joe,
going
what
to
would
be
you
slightly
give it?
more generous. I'm going to give it a 3.5 because there might be something I like about it that I've forgotten as well.
That's a good point.
I
If you forget the
don't
things you
know.
dislike, you probably forgot something you liked as well.
Yeah.
So, I guess that.
Uh,
So I guess that ends our Pirates of the Caribbean discussion. And
my
quick-
apologies for not knowing
It
much
was an
about
interesting thing to
no, it's not your
discuss,
fault.
so
Don't
that's
worry.
good.
But,
So yeah, we've got through quite a bit of it, and I'm gonna give us our movie for next week, which is I'm actually gonna choose a movie that I have not seen and I don't anyone else has seen, which is $1 Million Baby. It's on Amazon Prime right now. It's directed by Clint Eastwood, and it's about it's basically like Rocky but with a woman instead.
From 2004?
Yeah, 2004.
right,
So it's directed
okay.
by Clint Eastwood. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's the one about wrestling. Okay.
Oh, it's about
Wrestling,
oh.
boxing.
Yeah, okay. I'm not sure what it actually is about because, like I said, I haven't seen it. So yeah, hopefully
I'm
we can
looking
watch
at
that
images
for next
of it.
week.
Oh.
And yeah. So quickly, should we go into one or two Q&A questions?
Go on. Hit us with them.
I'm trying to. You see, I had the intentions of giving these questions to Dan and Josh rather than Joe and Josh. So I'm trying to see like what's an appropriate one. Favorite Star Wars characters? Go.
Oh.
What?
Favorite Star Wars characters? Go.
I'll always have a soft spot for Solo.
Yeah, I've got to agree.
And Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Shout out to Leia. Shout out to Anakin / Darth Vader.
Shout out to Fives, Echo,
Oh yeah.
Heavy, Jesse,
stop
Hardcase.
making me
The Domino
Right.
Squad. The Domino Squad.
Yeah, all of that.
Tub, something like that.
Tup.
Just
I
the
always struggle
clones,
with
okay?
names.
Just say
Yeah,
the
the
clones.
clones.
Every Clone Wars character.
My boy Obi-Wan, Anakin,
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. I like John Boyega, but I don't like Finn. So I don't know. I don't know how to interpret that.
Yeah.
I
I think that's most of the main characters we
yeah,
gotta go through.
I like a lot of them.
Second question.
Oh, and Maul. Maul as well.
Did I
yeah,
answer
Maul.
this one? Yeah, screw it actually, because let's face it, asking it to Dan would not be great. All members of the podcast randomly spawn inside a wrestling ring. They are forced into an all-out brawl. Who wins?
Oh,
So let's say
Because I have a lot of underhanded tactics.
So let's say we've got a wrestling ring. In one corner, it's me. In the second corner, it's Joe. In the third corner, it's Josh. And in the fourth, it's Jay. Who wins in a brawl?
I did have the strongest punch out of y'all.
But you're also like really like feeble. I feel like
I think
I
Joe
don't
would
know.
just surrender.
you might be able to do some damage, but I also feel like you get damaged the easiest.
Oh, Adam, you forget, Joe's
Maybe.
got a hard skull.
Actually, that's a
Yeah.
good point. He has resisted a lot of attacks from you, Josh.
I have been hardened to the art of being hit on the head.
Yeah,
I have
'Cause-
headbutt doors voluntarily.
because Josh, you're probably like the strongest one. You can apply the most force to someone.
Possibly.
Jay's probably like the most
Angriest.
durable, I'd say.
He's
Yeah,
so
he's
small,
just
you just
the
end up
angriest.
punching above
He's
him.
got the most energy. I probably have the best endurance, I'd say, in terms of not getting
You
tired.
also have a form of... You have some agility.
I have
Not
full
much, but
ability.
you have some.
I'm probably just... I think, Joe, you're probably just an all-rounder, really.
Yeah.
Because you're, like, middle in terms of height, you're middle in terms of force, you're... We're not counting that stupid boxing machine, because you did, like... We're not counting that.
Is that because you had a low score?
Possibly. It is... To be fair, that thing is entirely how you position yourself.
It's
Very
about
much
the
so,
technique.
yeah.
Yeah, it's about the technique, not the actual strength. Actually, that's one thing I heard. Josh, did you hear that the mountain from Game of
Yes,
Thrones
I saw that.
won?
I saw the video. Yes,
Jesus
I did.
Christ!
I'm so happy.
He
He's such a
lifted
cool
like
guy. He looked like
Christ.
he was,
For reference,
he looked
Joe,
like he was going to explode.
I think I heard you talking about it. He lifted what was
500
like 500
kilos
kilograms.
and a
Yeah.
deadlift. Yeah,
502 or something like that.
yeah. Joe, quick
Just
question:
about.
how much do you weigh?
I reckon around 60.
So that means he must have
59.
lifted like 9 of you
Yeah.
at once. Like Christ.
He looked like he was going to explode like a balloon.
And the other thing is he's been streaming Counter-Strike Global Offensive, so
Has he actually?
yeah, he has
Saints.
been. Yeah,
God damn it.
I've been
Thought I
travelling around
trusted
Twitch a
you.
bit.
I just expect him to like crush the mouse when he touches it.
He just
He just like picks it up and then it goes
He's got
crumble.
such a... Have you guys seen the adverts he's done for SodaStream? They're so good.
No.
Oh. I'm sending you them later. They're so good.
Oh.
Oh my god.
What do you think? I think the other thing I heard is I think Eddie Hearn, who's like a big boxing producer, I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that he's signed Julius Hatfield Bjornsson to do like a boxing match against someone else who is also massive.
Oh, I need
I just
to
want to
see that.
see. I want to see just two giants clash, you know. So yeah, that could be really
It'll
entertaining.
be a real...
And I think that's all we've have got time for today. So, quickly...
Wait, who would win? Who would win?
Oh yeah, who would win in the brawl? Joe would lose. Sorry. You would be the first to go down. Who do you... Okay, this is going to have to go down to two things. Who would run out of energy first? And who
Jay,
would...
because Jay would be angry and would throw himself about until he's exhausted.
You think Jay would lose all his energy
I
first?
think he would. I don't know. Maybe me, but I think...
So you think Jay would run out of energy first? And then the second one is who can take the most hits, because I think that's probably you.
Or Jay. Jay's tough.
Jay can take the most hits, but he also would puff himself out, so...
He'll just, like, flick his head, and then you'll get a head full of hair, and then you'll be blind.
I'll be blind.
You'll get a head full... It's like he's throwing a mop at you. Yeah.
He'll pull out a deagle and miss every single headshot.
Yeah.
So then, like...
So would Adam... Wait, would Adam just win by default?
I reckon...
Jay beats me and then Jay passes out from exhaustion.
I reckon it's like a rock, paper, scissors battle. Like, Jay beats you beat me, I beat Jay. We all throw one punch and knock each other out at the same time.
Yeah.
So, like...
And then Joe, like, just wakes up like, oh, I win. Okay.
No, I'm just standing... You three of you just knock each other out, and I just stand there and go, oh, I win by default. Yay!
Yeah, Joe wins. There
you go. Joe wins the all-out brawl. And with that, I thought that would be a good time to end the podcast. The next episode, if this video gets 10 likes, then we will do an all-out brawl when lockdown lifts.
No, I never agreed to this.
I agree to that.
Yeah, I agree to it.
I agree to it.
Can I bring
the
weapons?
other thing I have learnt is 90% of you that watch my videos are not subscribed, so please,
come on, people.
subscribe down below if you want to see, like I said, see me, Joe, and Josh brawl.
You've got to ring that notification bell.
So yeah, thank you very much, Joe, for coming in last minute.
You're very welcome.
And thank you, Josh, for well, I'm going to loose terms thank you for recommending Pirates of the Caribbean 5.
Yes, I put myself through a lot of pain. I'm sorry.
I know, you shot yourself in the foot. So yeah, there's a 50-50 chance that someone will suggest a crap film. So that leaves that there. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe down below. It will help me out. Let's hit 100 before the... I'm not going to hit 100 by the end of the year.
Come on, people, use them bots.
Use any... Yeah, bot me, please. Get me to #1 on trending.
Oh, that'll be the
I can't take this seriously. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and then we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.